Hello.
Hello, everyone. We are here.
Where?
On stage with Dance Alive. We're happy you're here today. It's been a long month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have done Nutcracker after Nutcracker after Nutcracker.
How many?
19 total.
Wow,
when you count
my
school
God.
shows and Magic of Nutcracker. Wasn't that wonderful?
It was fantastic.
That was fantastic.
Was fantastic. I love always. I love that event. Like, it's one of my favorites because, you know, we talked about that last week, and it means a lot for me as a dancer to give back.
That program, for those of you that don't know, Magic of Nutcracker is a program we do, and we bring in students from Florida School of Deaf and Blind and a variety of children on autism spectrum. So it's I don't know if you saw Jack Henry. Did you see him?
No, tell me.
Well, I think Roberto was giving one little girl a lift up the shoulder and down. She was just dancing around, and then she was looking, and Jack Henry went down on his knee beside her and put his arm around her, and they just hugged. It was Jack Henry's going to be 7 or 8 today, so it was, just the sweetest, the sweetest picture.
It's the magic of the Nutcracker.
Absolutely, absolutely.
The name is perfect for that.
It is. You know what we forgot to do?
What?
And
present the sponsors.
There you go.
Let's do it.
Okay, can I do
Please?
Yvette Godet, who is my dentist, and I adore her. And you have to understand, I'm terrified of dentists, and with Yvette, it's life. I remember my dad, they were thinking about moving from Gainesville, and I was so excited. I was 9 or 10. I was so excited because then I wouldn't have to go to the dentist because our dentist was so bad. Anyway, so Yvette, I adore her. And we
Alliance Credit Union, Tim Cannon, our stage manager. Thank you, Tim Cannon, for all your hard work.
Oh, absolutely.
Behind the scene.
Yeah. And the man on the other side of all of this,
Elio and the Fiesta Media.
Absolutely. and Pole Fall Studios, which is, we are taking a break for 2 weeks, which is, everybody is,
deserve it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's right. So, we have a video to show a little bit how was the performance. It's like for the people that couldn't go to a show, like, I mean, if you lose it, it's because I don't know why. You shouldn't. But for those people that didn't see us live, we're gonna show you a little bit of the magic of Nutcracker and all the performance that we have done. That was Carla and Felipe on Sugar Plum Ballet. Very nice job.
I think people don't realize it, but when you're doing 19 shows, you have to have people that can fill in any position at any time. We're very lucky. We have 3 couples doing Sugar Plum and Cavalier. So Jessie and Roberto did on tour so many times I thought she was going to drop over. Carla and Felipe, and then Rosemary and Alexi. Yeah. So we were able to shift people. In Ocala, one of the dancers rolled his ankle, and so one of our older students stepped in the role of Nutcracker and did a beautiful job. But there were people that know dance that said they this company is so incredibly versatile. We went from Americus, Georgia, in that beautiful little opera house, small spaces, to Alachua, where we were going to be doing at an outdoor amphitheater, and got a call that night and had to convert. So we were then in the gymnasium.
Doing it on the inside.
Set it inside, and then the next place we went was Newberry, which is another beautiful little opera house.
Beautiful,
absolutely gorgeous. We came back. We went to the Riley, which is. Riley is going through construction now. They're adding on, which will be wonderful. Yeah. Right now, there's only one bathroom backstage for whoever's there, and we had over 100 people in the cast. So changing and getting ready was just very complicated. And the next thing we did was go to Lake City. No, we did Magic of Nutcracker in Gainesville, so we had to strike and in Gainesville set things up.
That's right.
Go to Lake City, where there was really no support staff. We were doing everything. It was like we were pulling all the curtains. We were, and then we had to strike that and come back to the Phillips Center.
Set up everything again. Take the costumes. We took the costumes to Lake City. Had to come back and check them all in to different. And yet it was a beautiful show, every single show. Oh, thank you.
And I can say this. She can't because she's dancing, so whatever. But this whole time they're also rehearsing, because they're going out January 8th to do
Don Juan.
A program in Century Villages. So they're going to be on the road. So right now, next week, they're doing nothing but that, so they can have everything ready. And Ani's piece, Portraits, is going to be, she's going to be doing that. So
that's the life of the dancer. We always go a little bit ahead. It's the only way that you can prepare the program correct.
It's
and get it done.
Busy. And you're doing rehearsing for Dancing with the Stars. So so much on your plate. It's exciting.
It is.
It is exciting.
It is. And we are happy because Nutcracker was a success. Success. The audience was amazing. We have great audience every single day in every single theater.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was wonderful to get to places that have sold out houses, and
that's right.
Nutcracker was just wonderful. Yeah, it was magical.
Well, I think it's time to present our guest. And I want you present her because I know you know her well. And what can you say about her?
One of the most wonderful things that ever happened to Dance Alive, and happened to me for that matter, was meeting Linda Rocha. She came in, and Linda knows dance. She knows studios. She's passionate about dance. Her daughter was a dancer, and Linda was born marketing. And making connections. I don't think there's anybody in Gainesville that doesn't know her.
Well, let's welcome her.
Linda Rocha, who gives me warm fuzzies all the time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, Linda.
What an introduction.
I know, right?
It's true. It's true.
I know.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, let's start talking about a little bit more about you. We want to know about you. Tell us your story.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I came from New York, which everybody so kindly reminds me the minute I open my mouth and say, you're from New York. I don't know. I don't hear the accent. I was in the medical field for 18 years. dialysis, which I had a passion for and I loved. Then when we moved to South Florida, I don't know how I became involved with dance studios. I got in with somebody because my daughter was dancing at the time and wound up working with 5 affiliated studios, which I loved dearly, and I wound up there for 30 years. So I didn't do much job hunting in my lifetime or hopping, and came to Gainesville to retire, and was very willing to retire. And then I met Kim and Judy. And there was no retirement. There was no retirement in my cards for me. And I refer to Dance Alive, and I've been there about 10 years, as the dance mafia, because if you're from New York, it's one of those things that once you're in, you can't get out. You're in there for life. So once again, I took a leap of faith and went into something that I was passionate about, real estate. Mm-hmm. But I'm still very, very, very much vested and involved with Dance Alive. Yeah. The real estate was something I've always wanted to do, but it was one of those things that I always loved what I was doing at the time. So it's not like you give up one career because you're unhappy with what you're doing. So I've always loved what I was doing, so it was a double-edged sword. I couldn't move on to something else I wanted because I was so passionate about what I was doing. And I was very passionate about Dance Alive. And Judy, Judy, everybody who knows me knows I would walk on fire for Judy.
And vice versa. I will get a call and Linda will say, Judy, you need to take care of this. How can I help you do it? Okay.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Teamwork is always great. It's always good. Yes. But let's talk about a little bit more about this new career and this new achievement, because I know that get this license is pretty difficult.
It was hard.
And it was hard because she was working with us.
Yes.
She was doing all the time.
An award from the Hospitality Council.
I did. I'm very excited that, yes, I was member of the year for the Hospitality Council. I love, as much as I love Dance Alive, it's brought me into the heart of the community. Mm-hmm. And I absolutely love the Gainesville community. I'm very much involved with the chamber. I actually was just asked to be a diplomat for the chamber. I start my training in January.
Wow.
So I want to get more involved with Ronald McDonald House. I've been on the advisory board for the Cotton Club Museum. Mm-hmm. So I'm like super invested in this community. I've stood in for Judy at the TDC meetings, First Development, and it's just a part of me now. So I love it. So going into real estate, I feel like that's such an asset that I know so much about the community. And I also do like small little videos for people that are coming to, it's called Backyard Buddy, introducing people that are first coming or looking or thinking about moving to Gainesville. I focus in on some of the things like, I've done one for the airport, the Gainesville Airport, which again, I love the airport. I am such an advocate for the Gainesville Airport.
This is the one responsible for the tree lighting at the airport.
I know.
But I love the airport anyway. I just love going to that airport. And, things like that. And so I feel like being so vested and involved with the community that it brings a lot to my clients in real estate. And I absolutely love real estate. Studying for the test was hard. And I said to myself, I'm only taking it one time. If I don't pass it, I am not doing this again. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I am not doing it again. So, I really studied hard, and it's difficult. I give so much credit to people that do this, and I have so much respect for them. I've learned so much about the real estate in Gainesville, and I have a lot of respect for fellow agents. People have always told me, oh, it's such a cutthroat industry, and you got to watch your back. I have never met such supportive people, not from just my brokerage, which is Keller Williams. I forgot to say that. Keller Williams Realty, Gainesville Realty. Keller Williams, yes, awesome broker, awesome staff, and it's just every brokerage, any real estate agent you meet, it's like, oh, let's get together on this, or let's figure. There's such a camaraderie.
But do you think it's because of the Gainesville community.
I think so.
It works like that. We have
think
talked
so.
about this on podcasts with other guests, and we always say, like, the community is so
It is.
huge and is so supportive.
Absolutely. This community, well, I was talking to somebody, we were talking about the magic of Nutcracker.
Yep.
And before that, before I had come on board, it was for the general public.
Right.
And then we talked about it, and I wanted to make it like special needs.
Yep.
And we're like, how are we going to do that? And I said, well, let's see if we can get some sponsors. I couldn't believe how this community was like online to sponsor
Exactly.
this. They couldn't wait to sponsor. And a lot of times, every time I went out there, I'd say, we need this. And the community, the private sector
questions.
would jump up and say, what can we do? We have a guest artist coming in. We have a choice of hotels
That's
that
right.
will put them up.
Sweetwater.
Sweetwater Branch Inn, Spring Hill, Country Inn Suites.
That's right. Yep.
Anna Patel, every one of them, the Best Western. They're always there for us. We need a boardroom meeting, a boardroom. They jump in. This community has such. It's rare. When I lived in New York, I never felt this. Believe me, I'm a New Yorker. You can take the girl out of New York, but you can't take the New York out of the girl.
Yeah.
So I never felt this community when I lived in South Florida. I didn't know anybody that belonged on boards. I didn't even know if we had a chamber. It was a disconnect. There's no way to be disconnected in Gainesville.
That's right.
There is no way. So it's the community, and that also helped me make the decision to go take that leap of faith. It's kind of hard this stage of life. I've celebrated my 35th birthday twice already, and it's sort of a leap of faith to go out there and change your whole career, especially when you love what you're doing. So, but I knew I had to do it. And I'm so glad I did. And I went to Keller Williams thinking I'm going to a broker where I don't know anybody, and I can start fresh. There's no judgment. Nobody knows me there. And I was there for about 5 minutes, and about 4 of our ex-Dancing with the Stars walked in. And then I'm like, oh my gosh. And
Another proof of the community. And
the community, absolutely. And a couple of the agents I work with are doing Dancing with the Stars. Wiki, he's doing it. He's team leader for all of Keller Williams' office. So it's just that community within a community that I love, and that all came about through Dance Alive. It would have never happened. I would have
That's
retired,
awesome.
and I'd be learning how to knit. So that would have been.
Well, you would have done it well. You do everything else well.
No.
It might not have lasted very long.
It might not have lasted long, but if not for Dance Alive, it led me to the path that I've taken, and I am so grateful for that. I really am.
That's fantastic.
It's
And
amazing.
we are grateful to have you, because still now that you are in another career, you always have the little time to be with us. That's right.
I know.
It's like
We can call you, we can console you. You are here as a
Absolutely.
guest.
Absolutely.
It's
Poor
it's
Judy
fantastic.
introduced me to somebody she was talking to in the waiting room here, and I was all over him about sponsors, and we're getting involved. And this is like, he's looking like. Poor Judy said, "Yeah, I knew it was going in this direction."
It was fun. I knew that would happen.
Yeah, it was definitely, it's just, you can't. Like I said, it's like the dance mafia. You're in it for life. You're in it for life.
That's awesome. Well, I know that you have said a lot about Dance Alive, but what do you think, just to give a close into this podcast, what do you thought that Dance Alive brings to the community?
Oh, gosh. I have said this many times, and it was one of the things people say to me when you go, how do you raise money, and how do you tell people that this is important? And I've always said that when I go to some of these meetings for the community where it's all the nonprofit organizations get together, and we're sitting there, and somehow I always wind up sitting between sick babies and dead puppies, and I have to get up and validate the ballet. And what I tell them is, when I stand up to have to say, again, validate between all the worthy nonprofits, is that when Winston Churchill was asked to cut the funds for the arts during the war, to put the money towards the war effort, his answer was, then what are we fighting for? And that's exactly what I feel. If there's no arts, there's no community. It's the foundation, the basis. Everything is built on the arts. And without that, you take away the humanity. They say humans are the only animal that can create art. And that's what separates us, you know. So this is our humanity. And I'm not willing to let it go. And I want to meet the person that's willing to let it go, you know. Yep.
That's fantastic.
I can't say
that's awesome. That's so
yes,
awesome.
it's our humanity. It's our humanity.
And you're totally right. Well, thank you so much for being here. For
you guys are my heart.
We love you, and
I love you.
Thank you for all you have done and for the service that you do to the community. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, we don't have time for more, and I hope you guys enjoy this podcast, and we will see you next week. Bye.